Yeah, I try it. This. What am I doing? What is the... I'm so dumb. Okay, so let's check this out. So, right off the bat, they've got the Torbjorn here, they've got the high ground here. So, wow, I have to review this from a ranked mindset, not a pro mindset. Give me a second. Because I'm thinking about, like, strategically, this is how you counter it. But as an individual, and this is why it's going to be so hard to different, because I can't be like, oh, we do this and go here and things like that. So as an individual, when we've got Orisa, like, what I'm going to be trying to do is Orisa going to want to transition, and ideally we want to kind of go, like, take position away from them, because we don't have anything that can use to soft dive the high ground, so we're not teleporting right to the point, so we can go to the left, to the right, and what I'm going to do is going to try and just get rid of the poke so we can transition somewhere safely. So I'm throwing my shield up onto the high ground. Yeah, like that. And this is, we kind of get confused here. So, like, this is automatically, like, immediately, this is why it's so different playing ranked than playing pro. Like, this positioning, like, 15 seconds into the game opening, like, what the hell is going on? So I'm trying to go on the right side because what I want to do is take this high ground slowly. Like, we have two shields, right? And shields are going to give us really good protection from one angle with the Orisa, and we can either go 2 angles forward or Orisa plus a flank angle. So what we don't want to do is play in the exact center because people can shoot us from everywhere and push us and drop behind us and make sure our shields aren't valuable. So if you're an Orisa player, don't do this. But anyway, simple communication would solve this, but we got our McCree poking around in the middle. So my idea, which I didn't communicate, and nobody, like, everybody had different ideas, nobody communicated them. But anyway, so that's my ideas. I want to go right, and I want to take the high ground. Is what I want to do. And then I kind of see the rest of my team being out there, so I'm just going to try and take out that turret, or Torbjorn turret, because it's going to be poking at us the entire time that we're transitioning in the open and just farming my entire team. So I wanted to go onto the high ground. I realized my team is going in the center, so what I'm going to be doing, I just want to sit here, make sure they don't get ult charge, and I'm trying to figure out, even right now, I'm like, I'm still not sure quite how far my hypersphere goes. I'm still not quite sure the hitbox on the hypersphere, still not quite sure the hitbox on the rock, so I'm like, once I'm doing this, the objective here is like, okay, I need to get used to the mechanics of my abilities. So I'm throwing my abilities at my turret just to learn. Hear that? It happens. And then I'm like, well, I suck. And that turret's not dying, and my team's moving anyway, so I gotta go with them. I'm gonna do that just to get some of the shields, because we're almost through anyway, and I pulled aggro on it. And then we're here. So now we can basically ignore the turret. And at this point, I've got 2 jobs. In my head, what I'm attempting to do is put as much damage forward as possible while managing my shield better than the enemy Sigma. And what I should be doing right now is also making sure that I have an eye on the high ground to my left, where I could, if my shield is at full health and I don't need it at front, I could place it top left to make sure that we can't get flanked for somebody on the high ground. I don't think I do that. So I've got 564 shield, and where the f*** is it deployed? Or is it recharging? I think it's recharging right now, isn't it? Yes, it's recharging, so this is fine. Because I want to get it up high. Put it forward again. Why did I put it forward again?
Unstable.
Yeah, it's dumb. I'm like, whatever. Let's go. Okay. So recharging it. Okay, so yeah, I placed it forward because the Orisa shield broke. That's fine. And then as soon as the Orisa shield goes down, I'll pull it back, try to recharge it back to 1500. The Hanzo's on top. And I leave my shield there, and I want to clear them off the high ground. So I went with the Moira, and here I made a mistake because I closed in too. I should have recalled my shield, though. This was a mistake, because my Orisa shouldn't be pushing. So I should have recalled my shield before transitioning onto the high ground. And here, we got the Hanzo, and by we, I mean the Moira, and I'm going to take credit for it. And then I pushed too close. I think this is too close. So this is about 5 meters distance. What I want to do is I should be holding, instead of here, I should be holding about here. I'm about 2 to 3 meters too far forward. And this is going to allow the Torbjorn to come right at me. And I already used, okay, and the rock is going to miss, is it? No, it hits, but it's still too close. And then the Lucia comes up to join the, and close on me, and I can't get my shield out again. I'm not sure how fast, I'm going to have to look up how fast place shield, how fast place shield after rock. Okay, so I died like an idiot. Okay, let's go. Wait, did I get rezzed up here?
Enemy turret.
I'm being dumb, being useless, don't know how to use my abilities. Position.
Enemy turret destroyed.
We're stabilizing, so as soon as I know my Ursa is good, should have recalled. Pushing too far forward. Also wasn't expecting the Lucio to come up and join me, or join him. Yeah, and then I get rezzed, I think? Did I get rezzed, or did I just press the wrong button? Maybe I just pressed the wrong button. Oh yeah, I die immediately. This is another time where I think it's like my spacing and my awareness was wrong here. So the enemy Torbjorn got 2. So we're all dying. Okay, so far this is fine, I feel. Okay, where did I mess this up? Yeah. So again, my positioning is at about 4 meters and it needs to be about twice this. So I should have been holding this corner instead. My positioning is too aggressive. I need to take advantage of the time it takes people to close, and as they close, I'll be able to react more responsively. So I'm holding about the 4 to 5 meter range, where I think I need to hold it like the 7 to 8, as far as 10 probably. Yeah, so like 7 to 10 meters is where I want to hold, but I keep ending up in like 4 to 5 meter ranges on Sigma. I get pushed. I can't place my shields because of that gap in retreating.
Maximum power.
Okay.
Heroes never die.
Okay, so here I'm going to try and follow my Orisa's lead, because I remember that last time we were going everywhere, which means that nobody's paying attention to their team, which means it's on me to pay attention to our team and do whatever they want to do. It doesn't really matter what the good strategy is. If no matter how dumb it is, whatever our Orisa is doing, I want to follow to support it. One person doing something dumb is a mistake. 2 people doing something dumb is a strategy. So I don't want to be dumb as individuals. I want to be dumb as a team. So I'm just going to stick, and then I'm going to try and control. I see the Torbjorn there. I'm going to keep switching shields to make sure we can't get hit. Throw a rock. Some damage. Try and just force him off.
Activating the barrier.
Okay, what I was confused about what I should do at this point in time. I didn't really know what my best action was going to be. I should have been paying attention to ultimates. Probably... Yeah, I think this is a fact that I just wasn't paying attention to ultimates at all, and I didn't have what they had in mind. I didn't have actions pre-planned, anything like that. So I think this is a fault for, not that I didn't react properly, but that I didn't prepare to react. And I think, was the rock a good rock? Probably not, but it could have hit and could have bursted people down. No, I think the rock was okay. But yeah, so they've got Molten Core. They've got Reaper, and yeah, they got a lot of... Oh, no, that's us. We're red. Okay, so Coalescence, and they got other stuff. They're using Grav. Or is it transfers out of it? Okay, what am I doing here? So I'm using Rock. I hit the door frame because I'm still not comfortable with Accretion's hitbox. And I'm still sitting here. So that part, you saw when I looked at the floor? Is that I still have it in my head that it's going to appear on the ground visually. And the other thing that appears on the ground visually is Meteor Strike. So I'm still stuck in the habit when I see something on the floor, I try and place my shield onto it in order to block Sigma's Flux as if it was Meteor Strike, but it doesn't work that way. So I'm still not responding. I'm trying to respond to Flux with a cooldown instead of a positioning shift, which I was starting to get better at, like making sure that Flux can't hit multiple. It's like where the expected route of retreat, I'm retreating somewhere else. But that time that I looked at the floor, it was because it was like, oh, I want to block Meteor Strike and keep my supports alive. But it's not a Meteor Strike, it's a Flux. So I survived this. Their Sigma pushes. Really delayed reaction. I hit the door frame on another rock.
Team up for special attack.
Okay, so here, I don't really want to push too hard because it's a Zarya and I have no cooldown, so I want to try and ricochet off of this curved wall while staying in bongo range. And then how active was this ricochet? So there's the ricochet attempt. Not bad, honestly. So here I'm just going to pressure point. Do I tunnel on this Lucio? Yeah, I think I get too close to the Lucio again. I can really matters. There, I'm just defending from the turret. So at this point in time, because the like we have 2 shields, it's no longer real any point for us to try and survive. Like in terms of we're not fighting about shield break. I just want to make sure that my shield is in a different position than our Orissa's shield. So they're covering the right side. I'm going to cover main and the turret and anybody on the high ground. And from here, we can just kind of tank to win. I wave at the turret, or the Torbjorn who died. Hello. And then that should be this point.
60 seconds remaining.
Enemy turret theory disproven. Observe the barrier.
Congratulations, Waltz.
Objective A.
I think that rock was fine because I'm not going to find an opportunity in the next 8 seconds. I just wanted to get the entry pick onto Sigma. Hit that. Almost got him. Doing a couple ricochets there.
Heroes never die.
Evidence suggests a sniper ahead.
So here I don't want to place my shield down at all. I don't want to push at all until my shield's back at 1500. And they've got their stuff on, so I'm just putting as much damage into it as I can, because here we're getting kind of like a resource advantage. This Sigma shouldn't have his shield here. Okay, so at that point... Oh, we moved in before that. But I try and rock because they have no shield. It's going to force them to either get off that high ground or get hit. And then after this, I should be turning my shield to block the angle from the Widowmaker to force her to change position. So it hits the Hanzo. I can't really do anything about it, but it forces him off. And then after that's no longer a threat, I go to the left side. I see the Zarya. I was like, what the heck are you doing there? Basically, anytime I see this, I just assume the Zarya has Grav. But she ulted pretty early, so I was like, I don't know what's going on here. And I didn't really think there was a threat from the Grav, especially with them falling back. So just attack her till she moves. And then she gets bursted to all hell. So after that, look for the Widow, drop it. Where do I want to put this shield? This is a question that's still in my mind. Is that I don't know how close I want this shield. I don't know if I want to use it to deny a position or whether I want to use it to cut off an angle. Because if we have a point here and a point here, and this is me and this is Widow, right? If I'm here, like if the shield is here, the Widow has to move a very, very small distance in order to shoot past it. This is like an area denial shield. Area denial, but it denies a very small area, like choke and things like that. It prevents like a high ground perch spot from being used, but it's no protection. Whereas if I put a shield very close, it means that if you want to shoot past it, it's just like point defense. Like you're protecting a single point. So I think in order to get the Widowmaker to reposition, like the problem is if I put it too close, I guess I should put it in the area that casts the shadow over the area I want to protect. So if the area that I want to cut off is like this large and the Widowmaker can be anywhere, and I like shield here, the Widowmaker still has to just sidestep. But if I'm here, put it like there, the point at the max breadth, that's probably best. So kind of like a middle way shield. Okay, I'll try that. So yeah, like that shield, that means that the Widowmaker would have to be, so we're safe if the Widowmaker moved already over there. The Widowmaker can't, well, could shoot, but that's going to be probably a pretty noticeable angle.
Activating the barrier.
Now here, this point I could have put the shield a little bit closer and angled it. So instead of being there to block it, I can now do a point defense shield. So like a 30-degree angle so that it would be like here. Okay, so that shield's as well. Now I chase this Widowmaker here. Was this the right decision? I actually think it was. Now I don't see the Hanzo there, which is a lack of awareness, but I kill him, then come over. And this is a problem with mechanics here. So how did I do this? So, okay, so he's low.
My will.
He jukes that one. He gets the headshot on my Hanzo. And that one, instead of going there, should have been a long shot aimed for the right side of that far wall to get the ricochet. Yeah, I try it. What am I doing? What is the... I'm so dumb. So I missed two. I drop a shield because I've been trying to remember to drop shields to shield dance in close quarters fights, even though I really shouldn't be pushing this at all. I should have stayed at this corner area. Yeah, so I don't think I should have pushed this. I should have attempted to stay here and ricochet back to make sure that he can't like jump through and storm arrow me or something. Because then if he had transitioned through there and used this position, I could have used the ricochets off that wall to make sure... Yeah, because he can't really take cover from me. So I should have stayed here, which would give me a better retreat in the first place. So I pushed too hard. I get that kill. And now my next idea, what I want to do, is basically return to my team. This rock is way too preemptive. It's just poor discipline on my part. I go back, and now my initial reaction is I need to get back to my team. And there's a Zarya and a Sigma here. So I want to get to a point... So in my brain, I wanted to get to this side of the point because I felt like I had a backline here. This is where I expected my backline to be, but my backline's not there. I've got a Moira here and a Mercy here. So I should have recognized that and moved to this door frame in order to give my Mercy more protection. That's probably what I should have done there. Because you'll see me probably push back to this point. Like, I'm pushing because I think I need to be defensive, but I'm pushing to a physical location where I just expected my supports to be, but they're not. So a mismatch of what I expect and a mismatch of what is actually happening, and that's a lack of awareness. So that's an awareness mistake right there.
Observe the barrier.
My will made real.
Okay. So I've got high shield life. We don't need that. I'm gonna check for Widowmaker. That's what those. It was like check perch spots. Make sure you're Widowmaker because it's my primary job in order to defend. And we have the 2 snipers, so it's just like not only defend but also just allow. Like, the Widowmaker can stay there forever, and I will eventually force to use my shield. But since I have double snipers, if I just make sure that our snipers have a massive advantage on that sight line, it clears it out and takes space. So I put shield there. We got grabbed from underneath. Yeah, so we got grabbed from underneath. There's nothing I could have done about that. The Hanzo was over here. There's nothing I could have done to eat that. And we were playing Moira Mercy, so we had no defensive ults. So this is just a wipe. And this is fine because they did it early and they used ultimates for the privilege of kicking our ass. So that's like, they used 3 ultimates there. That was a good fight. We lost it, but they used 3 ultimates and it resolved quickly. Good fight. Here I push and die, right? I'm not expecting them to hold that far up. So our Orisa goes forward. What happens to our Orisa? Orisa takes half and fortifies, gets no value. No, this isn't the push where we got... No, it was a different one we got punished. This dragon was fine, but our Orisa should have comboed, right? No Orisa pull? So if we're doing a dragon like this, it needs to be comboed in with a pull, but there was no comms for it.
Wholly predictable.
So you move up. I got the rock on the enemy Sigma to get the advantage. The Widowmaker, gonna force her to move again, and then I want to drop down onto this high ground. What is this Zarya doing? The Zarya's flanking around? With 31 energy. Against a bongo. If this Zarya doesn't get destroyed, I'm gonna be so upset.
Ready for battle.
Observe the barrier. Das Universum singt für mich.
Talk about it.
Heroes never die.
Slam.
Wholly predictable. Retrieving the barrier.
I'm under attack.
I think I should have left the shield on the high ground. Our Orisa already had a fortified position. I should have left my shield on the high ground for our backline if they wanted to stay there. Low damage. It could have been there permanently given our double sniper perch. Yeah, I probably should have left the shield on the high ground, and if our entire team dropped, I could have changed it. Hear that? Yeah, and here I'm pushing this again. This was just... I played this pretty well. Didn't miss my rock. The Widowmaker's still not looking at me. Honestly... Okay, let's look at this again. That's fine. Okay, we lost Bongo. So we lost Orisa to the headshot, which I didn't notice because I was focused. Then we lost our Mercy.
Elementary application.
So, I need to, like... how did the Widowmaker land the headshot on our Orisa? How did that even happen?
Surrender to my will. I needed that.
Elementary application.
Double kill.
Sometimes less is more, chat.
So
So this is again an awareness problem, and this is probably the #1 problem that I have with my gameplay right now, is I expect certain things to happen. And in this case, I held in my mind that we had a defensible position. I didn't think that we were threatened by, like, the Orisa could hold that down, and I definitely didn't think that we were going to get to the point where our Orisa could just tank 2 Widow headshots and die. And I didn't expect the flanking Zarya to take out our Mercy. So I thought that we had a defensible position, and after I had killed 3, I went Lucio, Hanzo, Widowmaker. I wanted to chain this into a victory, and I didn't check. Like I didn't calm it. They didn't calm their deaths, I don't think, and I didn't check kill feed.
barrier in place.
So yeah, like I just kept that shield there. I'll just play this again. So after so I killed those 2. The Lucio's back, that's unfortunate. So I get the Sigma because I want him dead. Because with the Sigma gone, the Zarya basically cannot own space at all. The Sigma's up, I want to deal damage to him. Slam him down. Nope, please go away. So got him down. He's really low. And I'm just going to start moving on to Zarya, assuming that he's going to die, which he does. I went back because I didn't see a kill marker. Like, I double-checked and just kind of went over. I was like, did he die? Yes, he died. Hit the Zarya, did some more damage. And then after this, like, I see the Zarya doing another super aggressive flanky thing. So what I want to do is keep pressure on the point. So I'm going to put shield here just to make sure that people can't, like, hit me while I pressure off and make sure that, like, there can't be support for the Zarya either. So I get knocked over here. And then I placed the shield. It wasn't on the point. It probably should have been on the point. But I placed the shield here, and then I'm going to use it just to kind of maintain the space, because I don't want to give up space that I have to retake later. So, do it. Okay. So that's unfortunate, is that, like, I put that shield there, and then I tried to kind of contest the point, but it wasn't far enough, so I walked through it. That was a bad idea. And he managed to land a headshot on that? Okay. I felt the damage, went in front of my shield, and wanted to keep focusing on this Zarya. We lost our Hanzo to this Zarya? Okay, so now that we've got the Zarya, which was basically a guarantee, this shield is still a fine placement. This Moira's here, so I want to give up my shield a little bit just because I had to, like I did have to give up the space, so I'm going to replace it. Rock in. Rock knocks it really far. Or was that? I don't know. Either way. Now this is awkward. What do I do in this situation with low shield health? Do I have the ability to just let my shield recharge? Because they've got... The Widow's dead. The Hanzo's low. I don't know what to do in this situation.
No one can hide from my sight.
I'm leading too far. I'm leading about twice as far in front of targets with the hyperspheres as possible. I need to aim far enough forward that if they keep tracking in the same direction, my hypersphere will hit the trailing edge of them. So if they AD, it will, like, if they AD spam or change direction, it still should get hit. Like, I'm leading targets optimistically as if they're not going to juke at all. So I need to be leading enough that if they continue in the direction, it hits just right behind them. Probably the statistically most likely chance of dealing damage. Rock here again is a waste, because rocking and stunning him there isn't really going to do me much, so this is again a really undisciplined rock. Okay. I think that should be enough, because this was a long game, but yeah.